Hey guys, mossbag 2 here, and welcome to another silksong discussion video. Okay, this is the part where you cut to the next segment of the video. Now, I know I already made a video about things that I want in Hollow Knight Silksong, but being an overhyped mess unable to restrain myself from watching silksong discussion videos, I've built up even more unrealistic expectations for this game. And those unrealistic expectations are exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So grab your nail, Lumafly lantern, and some of Tuck's signature rancid eggs so we can dive straight into this video. Part 1. Dynamic Dialogue. Okay, now we've already seen that Hornet is going to be able to speak in Silksong, but we still know very little about how this system will work. Whether Hornet's dialogue will be pre-planned or if Hornet will have dialogue options for the player to choose from. Now, I'm hoping for the latter of these two options. Hornet has always seemed to be quite a powerful and assertive figure. She doesn't give two shits who you are, she's going to speak what's on her mind. And I'm really hoping that they capture the personality she had in the first game, so she seems like an absolute badass in Silksong. And since we're going to be controlling Hornet in this game, I think it would only be fitting if the player also got control over Hornet's amazing dialogue. If they do go this route, I think it would also be really cool if Hornet's dialogue actually affects gameplay and events that are happening in Farloom. Some might think this would be going a bit too far, but I think it would be a nice change from the original Hollow Knight where the Knight's dialogue was just non-existent. Part 2. A Changing World. In your time in Hallownest, one of the areas you will pass through quite a bit is the Forgotten Crossroads, because it's the crossroad that connects many areas in the game. I mean, come on, it's right in the name. Once you kill your first dreamer, breaking one of the seals from the Black Egg Temple, the infection will seep out of the Black Egg, turning the Forgotten Crossroads into the Infected Crossroads. And it's one of the coolest moments in the game. The area that you've had to cross so many times has completely transformed, gotten more difficult, and some passageways have been blocked off, slightly changing the layout of the area. Now, I thought this was really cool and I desperately want this to happen in Silksong, but on a much grander scale. It was kind of disappointing when only the Forgotten Crossroads got infected. It would have been awesome if the infection slowly spread through the map, maybe once for each dreamer or something. We don't know if there will be an infection in Farloom, or at least something equivalent to one, but in any case, I really hope Farloom doesn't stay exactly the same throughout the course of the game. Part 3. Have I mentioned that Hornet isn't void? 3 Silksong videos and 3 jokes about Hornet not being void. Man, I am just on fire. Someone needs to give me a fucking medal. You know what, I'm just gonna link mossbag's video about Hornet not being void and let it speak for itself. Part 4. Character-related stories. In the original Hollow Knight, your player character, the Knight, would come across many different travelers in Hallownest that would each have their own story that you progress through, like Zote, Greta, Cloth, and Jerry Seinfeld. Each of these side quests follow the story of a particular NPC, and would each have multiple different outcomes. Like, for instance, if you let Zote get killed by the Vengefly King, then you don't fight him in the Colosseum and he never meets up with Greta. Or if you didn't go through with Cloth interactions, then she wouldn't help you fight Traitor Lord. But by far, the Seinfeld side quest was the best. I'm not even going to spoil it, you'll just have to play through it for yourself. Now, the Silksong footage that we've seen has already established multiple side characters whose stories could be explored, like Garmin and Zaza, Trabio, and Sherma. I really can't wait to explore these characters, but I'm hoping that in Silksong they add a nod to the Jerry Seinfeld side quest, because it was just the best video game side quest of all time. It was so fucking great. Part 5. Depressing Atmosphere. Hollow Knight is an amazing game with many deep and engaging gameplay elements, but the one thing that drew me in and got me really invested in the game's world was its depressing atmosphere and incredibly dark themes. Not only does the game take place in the ruins of a dead kingdom, which isn't really a very original setting, but think about what has happened in Hallownest Pass. The Pale King, to stop the Radiance's infection, had a bunch of kids threw the eggs into the abyss, allowed his children to be killed and overcome by the void, chose one of the vessels to be the Hollow Knight, damned the rest of the siblings to an eternity in the abyss, and then the Hollow Knight, the king's son, who we know is sentient, at least to some extent, was damned for an eternity in the black egg with the Radiance. So yeah, I'd say the game explored some pretty dark topics, and I really want this to be the case in Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, from what we've seen of Silksong, Farloom, like Hollowness, is not a very happy-go-lucky place. So I think it would be amazing if Team Cherry explored even darker and more depressing topics. And I think the best way to accomplish this would be to feature Jerry Seinfeld as one of the main characters. I mean, it would just work. It would work so freaking well. Part 6. Hornets' Origins and Backstory. In the first Hollow Knight, the game didn't really answer any questions about the Knight, aka the player character. But that's fine because it didn't really pose any questions about the Knight. It didn't bother exploring the Knight's identity because it literally didn't have one. Hornet, on the other hand, has many mysteries that the first game intentionally drew to our attention. Like, what was the true nature of Hornet's birth and upbringing? How do the Weavers tie into Hornet's story? Am I going to be able to come up with any more excuses to talk about Seinfeld? In any case, Hornet is a voice protagonist, so there will certainly be some exploration into her character. Now, I'm sure Silksong will explore Hornet's character quite a bit, but I'm also hoping they explore one of the most mysterious characters in the Hollow Knight canon, Jerry Seinfeld. Boom! I figured out a way to bring it up again. My final thought. Well, those are 6 general features I'd be interested in seeing in Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, even if they don't incorporate any of these elements I listed in this video, I'm sure Silksong will still be great. I highly doubt the people behind the original Hollow Knight will be able to fuck this up. So, I basically already know it's going to be my game of the year, or decade, or century, or millennia. But look, I'm not going to rule out the possibility that Silksong may be the best game to ever grace the earth. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.